So
So, powered
we
by StreamYard.
so what's up, YouTube? So check it out. Check it out. Me and the boys, we were sitting back today, chilling.
Via Facebook message, of course.
Because all the cool kids are in the group chat. If you know, you know. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
5 of us.
we is this what you feel like when you host your podcast and I'm talking shit?
All the
Probably.
time. All the time.
Great. Well,
This
okay.
is how I feel from a third person.
I get a bit more time to talk in the beginning before it starts, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh my God. Okay. What's up, Randall? What's up, Troublemaker? So, me and the boys, we were talking, and we saw a young video today about Broadway Limited Paragon 4,
Quattro, Quarto.
and we heard the sounds, we saw some of the features, and we had a few things to say. So we said, you know what? Why don't we just do an impromptu live stream tonight and talk about Paragon 4? Now, here's what's going to be fun about tonight's broadcast, okay? Because this is impromptu, we're just going off the cuff, okay? And well, once again, this is us, okay? This is the Manifest, really the Manifest podcast crew, but we're on the Steam King channel, so we can be a little less filtered here.
Dude, this is the group from the first show we did.
Oh my God, it is the group from the first.
Yeah.
Wow, that just came full
it was
circle,
just the
didn't
three
it?
of us.
Huh.
Wow.
That was the first
That
show was
was-
really our best, in my opinion.
I don't
Was
think
it?
so.
Well, I think the
I don't think
Shane
it
one was
was.
definitely the best, but I think of the ones that were just us talking, which is like everyone except for that, it was our best.
Wow. I'll just single everybody else out. Everybody else is trash, huh? We're it's just us.
No, it was
Everyone but the
first
people
is
here.
always nice.
Everybody that's
Whatever.
not here garbage. This crew is solid.
Well, they're probably not watching if they can't make it because it's. Oh my god, whatever.
I'm joking. Anyway, so this is what's going to be special about tonight's broadcast. We're going to give you humble folks at home the opportunity to call into the show and give your opinions on Paragon 4. But before we do that, we want to allow other people to kind of get in here. If you would, please share the live stream on Facebook. Tell people that we're talking about Paragon 4. This is a call-in show.
Also, ask them to be respectful, responsible, and most of all, have good internet
Really
connection.
useful. Okay, Sir Top of
Yeah.
Hat. All right, calm
Uh-huh.
down. So, all right, God. So we're not here to rag on Paragon 4 and Broadway Limited except Cam. That's what Cam's here to
Yeah,
do.
I'm here to absolutely shit on.
So to to what he's trying to say is three of
We
us
have
feel
some
differently
concern.
about it.
Drives
I
us
think
in
it's
this
really
game,
cool.
actually.
Cameron thinks he has a problem with it, and Clint's somewhere in the middle. So tonight we're gonna duke it
a
out
problem.
and sort past our differences. Is what
And
he's
I'm
trying to say.
I'm really curious to hear what all of you folks at home have to say about it.
The three people
like
who
they're
left
gonna lean more
comments
towards
about
me.
5 minutes ago.
Drew, see here's the thing, bro. That's what you gotta learn. You gotta stop paying attention to the amount of viewers and comments you have, and just roll with the show like you're talking to an audience
It's a
of
talking
10,000
point
people.
for me. I have nothing
Th-
else to talk
That's
about.
that's a horrible talking point, Drew. So do better.
Do you know how
Look,
many people have gotten millions of subscribers just from making live streams where they're like, I have one viewer?
that is not what attracted anybody to
That's
the
what
channel,
Mr.
Drew.
Beast is.
Drew, I'm
He
listening.
counted to 10,000 and people loved it.
Drew, I'm not gonna sit here and debate with you over
Yeah, but
public
Mr.
speaking.
Beast is Mr. Beast.
Randall
We
says,
should get
"I'll
him
be
on
the
the
guy who predicts Frisco 1522 will be the Scale Trains Museum quality." Listen, Randall.
We're not.
Today-
It's the inverse of the last one.
Cam, Drew, I got this. We're not here to talk about Scale Trains today, although we love Scale Trains. Scale
do.
Trains is like the company that can do no wrong. It's the parent, like that you kind of favorite, the one that you love the most. Like like all the other family members and adults are cool, but it's really Scale Trains is just that one parent, that one parental figure that you really vibe with, right?
Parental figure.
So Drew knows a lot about that. Anyway, so everybody's like your dad, Drew. It's crazy. So you're so young. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about Paragon 4 today. We're gonna have people calling. I'm actually gonna start sharing the video myself, and if anybody else would like to share it on Facebook as well, I'm gonna actually put this in the Broadway
So
Limited.
here, how about? Oh my
Facebook
god,
group.
that's gonna go ridiculous.
What? What's gonna go ridiculous?
It's gonna be an interesting night.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna change my name to like a random name, be hidden. Although I'm the only person who has a voice that sounds as nasally as this, so I probably would be easily recognized.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna know who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you, by the way?
Let's see.
I'm the only one who still remembers that Rapido was making a D10.
No, I definitely remember. I'm counting the seconds.
Okay, Rapido man and Cameron, calm down. This is not a Rapido show. Yeah.
I haven't said the word Rapido
really slow. Okay.
whether on the show or in my, IRL for at least a while. So while he's Googling,
we're not Googling. I'm just trying to get people in here.
We are resuming our Friday night show on Tuesday nights. Yeah. On the 15th.
So the Manifest podcast will be resuming June 15th.
June 15th. That's 20 days from now.
I thought we were doing the 13th.
Tuesday nights. And what time are we going to be starting?
I mean, we usually change a lot, but 7:45 is kind of what we always start at. It's been as late as 8:15 and as early as 7:30. I think we started doing it at 7:30. And then 7:45 has come to be our standard time, but we've started as late as 8:20.
So, all right, gentlemen. So let's kind of get into this as people start trickling in here. I'm gonna also.
Is anybody? Did you actually put the link anywhere? Put it in the chat or in the comments.
Hang on, bro. Listen, I'm gonna allow people to. Damn it, Cameron! I'm gonna allow people to call in a minute, but I kind of want us to lay down the groundwork.
You want us to kind of do this first?
Yeah, I want to kind of give some of our opinions on what we've seen with Paragon 4 so far.
This will.
Oh no, dude, this is gonna be lit. And also looks like people from the Broadway Limited group are trying to come in here as well. So I want to welcome everybody that's piling in here right now. So here's the thing. I want to be as fair as I possibly can be with this because we only have one model, and the model seemed to have been somewhat of a.
We have one video of one model.
Let me finish, please. Thank you. All right. We have one model that's come out so far. And it seemed to have been kind of a rush job because of the transition from Paragon 3 to Paragon 4. I'll get more into that later and kind of my opinions and thoughts on how I think that kind of went down. But I don't think it's fair to judge all of Paragon 4 under this one model, but it was very revealing with what we saw there. For those who don't know, there was a gentleman who had posted a video today on YouTube of the first. I'm about to do it right now. He has the first video of the Paragon 4.
It is now right now.
True. Why are you like this, bro? Okay. I am literally pulling it up right now. Okay. So let me do this. By the way, so for those of you guys, for those thinking about calling in tonight or being a part of the podcast, all you need is a microphone. I do not require you to have a webcam. I would actually prefer it if you didn't. Just audio is sufficient. I will be. Hey, let me finish. I will be posting the link later for everybody to join in. I'll add people one at a time. But like I said, this will be a call-in show. But I want to get the boys' thoughts first. But I'm trying to pull up the video of the gentleman who
do without cameras because the influx of situations which have occurred with call.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm preferring people to call in without their without cameras.
Yeah.
So cameras,
like the TSG multimedia.
Right. We don't need to get into all that.
See that.
We don't need to scar the audience too.
Right.
Yeah. Why don't we get John Avaticola to come on here and show everybody?
Share screen.
Oh my god! I didn't need to see that.
So
show us a live example,
but I couldn't see.
So to give some context as to what we witnessed today, there is a video from this gentleman who I'm gonna just hit the subscribe button right now, and I recommend anybody watching this also hit the subscribe button. This is Train Fans Model Trains. He's got 27 subscribers. This dude actually makes really good YouTube content.
It seems like he got them all today.
Yeah, it's like I think. Well,
he just got one as he clicked on the button.
I'm not. Well, I mean that was me.
From 27 well, look at you making a change.
But and actually subscribed on my other YouTube channel that I have as well. But
this is HON3 sneak peek.
Yeah, he's got some HON3 stuff. He's got all sorts of cool stuff, man. So like, go subscribe to him.
One by part 2. Where's part 1?
And check this out. He was the first person to come out with the Paragon 4 video. Kudos to him.
It was going to be us, but
we're not that cool. So, and honestly, the video, I like his review style. The video is really good. Shout out to him. Maybe he'll stop by later and see the video.
Oh, that would be interesting. Do you know his name? Is his name Train Fan?
Apparently, it's Train Fans Model Trains. So
yeah. So hopefully you'll stop by and let us know his real name.
So hold on a second. Let's start with the box here. Little disappointed.
Why? It looks like I kind of like that. It looks like a Christmas.
The box
gift.
Is stupid. You failed Broadway. No, I'm just joking. The box is fine.
It looks like a Christmas gift. But instead of like a bow, it says brass hybrid, and then it says Paragon 4 and has like the color scheme. I'm a fan. I don't know.
It's literally the Paragon 3 box. Broadway still using the gray. Like, why couldn't you have done like a really cool, like badass, like why didn't you reverse the colors, like make it yellow and gray?
Chesapeake and Ohio Hudson that they made, like this box with that would be
why can't you have like a different colored box for every engine? You know, Broadway, like step your game up. Like, you know, sounds and the coders are one thing, but I'm gonna need you to step your box game up.
No, okay? I think it's gonna be the Broadway
right off the bat. The box is trash. The box is horrible. No. I
like the style.
I didn't want to talk about the box for 20 minutes, but the box is fine. I'm
BLI Press Company.
But it's cool.
Box Company. Oh my god, I'm already. See, I don't know what happens on 4 hours of sleep running 24 hours later.
See, hold on.
Do the math.
I know this is really random, but what are your thoughts on the fact that a minor got harassed by a cop at LA Union Station for filming train? Dude, I don't know.
What?
I don't care. This doesn't have anything to do with. Does have anything to do with Paragon 4?
Where did that show up at?
It's in the chat, bro.
What? Oh, I can't even see it. Okay. Is it Facebook?
You're not. No, bro. For the YouTube video.
I'm on it. Whatever. Oh, I saw it. That a minor got harassed. What is there like a YouTube video? Could we do a live reaction?
So you wanna go ahead and review this man's video?
That is true. We should probably do that.
Yeah, so
with
that's
my thumbnail, which I created, which looks pretty good.
Wait. All right. So.
Dude, my first time watching here. So this is the new screen.
All right, boys.
I don't watch all my videos on the mini player.
Y'all can hear this, right? Everybody can hear this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see Dreyfus Hudson.
So
he sounds like Garrett.
That's
who I thought it was. I thought it was NZ when I first saw this. I was like, wait, he started another channel.
Okay. Thank God I wasn't the only one.
I know, that's what I was like, saying. I'm like,
NC got the Hudson before us. How dare he?
But
why didn't he tell us he was getting one?
Drew, do you have
my stuff right now? And I was like, my stuff is not that much expensive.
Drew, do you have one of these on the way?
I do.
Okay. I'm curious to see what you think about it when you get it. I want to hear the other whistles. I want to hear the alternate whistles.
I believe he only did the one.
He did,
but I like it a lot.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to the alternate whistles in a minute, but I want to talk about
alternate whistles.
I haven't unboxed.
So first off, I'm just gonna mute this real quick because first off, somebody said that the manual said Paragon 3. I wanted to look.
People were saying the box said Paragon 3 too. It says Paragon 4.
It says Paragon 4. This is Paragon 4.
People are not doing the reach. Like, come on.
The end of the box said Paragon 3.
People go on the internet. They said the box said Paragon 3, but the manual said 4. They said the box said 4, but the manual said 3. Like, come on, people.
So
like,
time out, Cam. Hang on, Cam. Where does the box say Paragon 3?
He shows it at the end of the video.
Where?
It's like on the end of the box where it has the item number. Right under that, it says Paragon 3 under it.
We would like to see.
Right, you mean right here?
Where does it say Paragon 3?
I don't know.
He's right. It does. You can see my screen.
Oh, you know why? Because when it was announced, it was Paragon 3. So I bet that's why.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping when it was put in their system was Paragon 3. People were saying like the logo was Paragon 3.
That kind of quality.
Hey, one at a time, please. Thank you. Drew, finish your thought. Go ahead.
I think it's just the SKU because when it was created, it was under the Paragon 3 name. Yeah. But people were talking like it was the box and everything on it said Paragon 3. But no, it's Paragon. It's just the only thing that says Paragon 3 is the SKU, and that's Like
Mhm.
it was announced
Well,
Paragon
what-
3, so that makes sense.
I think what that's saying to people is that this is just repackaged Paragon 3.
No,
I think that's a really bit of a
That's-
stretch.
that's a very
this-
that's a
Wait,
very
hold on. Am I?
that's a very
crossing
a
it?
tough generalization that we're making there, or assumption that we're making that this is just
I'm
Paragon 3 because of one
I'm
SKU
just
number.
saying,
Okay,
I'm
go to
just
the
saying the
detail.
impression that people could get from it. I'm not saying that this is my opinion
I'm-
necessarily.
That's not even the SKU. That's the
The-
FCC ID. So when they registered it with the Federal Trade Commission, they registered it with Paragon. So that was before anything.
Yeah.
So you
And
can't
see that,
change that.
and I'm be totally honest with you, I didn't even see this until just now. I had to look for this to see that. Most
Yeah.
people aren't going to even pay attention to that. Most
And
people are just
were
going to
saying
be
it was
like,
on the manual too. Like
I
people
think it
just
was
need
like
to
the first
calm
comment on the
themselves.
video.
People said there. People said it was a Paragon 4 box with a Paragon 3 manual. It's like, can you stop spreading rumors online, pretty please?
yeah, it's a whole. Look at that. It says
Yeah.
Paragon 4 right there.
Not
So
only
who
on the
cares
logo, but
about
it
the
says it
box
in the
anyway?
silver contrast in the background. People need to calm themselves down.
Hey, I care about the box. Okay, you watch yourself. All right.
I think if I bought the Chesapeake and Ohio Hudson and it showed up in that box, I would be ecstatic.
I mean, it does match the CNO Hudson. So anyway, that's the packaging. That's the manual. All that.
Is he
It's
gonna show the pro mode lighting? That would be interesting.
He didn't. Unfortunately, he didn't show any pro mode lighting.
Oh, I bet you watched this through. I watched the sounds, and that was it.
That's where I skipped to, and then he had a little running portion, and that was about it.
And
But-
honestly, I'm a fan of the sounds.
so let me just say this real quick too.
That looks
This
good,
model
period.
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I think the model is absolutely beautiful.
I mean, obviously,
Was
it's Broadway. What do you expect?
Can
Where's the
someone let me know if the Paragon 2 version of this was a brass hybrid? I thought it was
it was.
I thought it was a
People-
diecast.
There's a rumor that spreads it wasn't because 5 years ago the price of brass hybrid wasn't as much as it is now, just because labor in China wasn't as expensive. So just because of that increase, people were like, oh, it's got to be plastic, but it wasn't. It was just how manufacturing costs have changed.
So hold on a second. Troublemaker said the box said modified Paragon 3. Where does
Where?
that where does
Can you
it say
tell us
that?
Where?
Where does it say that on the box? I don't see anywhere where it says modified Paragon 3.
Guess what? I think people need to stop saying these until without a source.
Listen, I don't mean to be a Broadway
Say that.
Limited apologist, but
Come on,
like
we
I
need
want
evidence.
to give them a fair shot. I mean, and look,
That looks
This-
good.
this looks
that
really
looks
damn good.
Period.
but here's the thing: no one was concerned about what the model was going to look like, right? Everybody was
We already
more
knew what it
concerned.
was going to look like.
Yeah, because
They showed us what
a
it's going to
couple.
look like.
We've had a run or two of these before, right? So
Mhm.
like we knew. I really
Like,
wish
that
somebody
looks
would do a
good.
comparison
So they
between.
painted the pilot wheels this run and the trailing wheels too, and they're like a dark gray. That's like in Adam's video, he painted them gray. They did that too.
Wait, does Adam have a video of the Paragon 2?
Paragon too. Yeah.
Oh, we might have to look at that.
The only
Well-
thing different is the sound, and
Right.
Paragon 2 sound versus Paragon 4 sound. It's like what's different a decade later? Well, a lot.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm gonna bring this up. We're getting to the sound portion of the video, so this is where it's really
Okay,
important.
everybody just be quiet for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna look in the comments to see if that person told us where they found that. Oh wait, streamer's on like a 30-second delay. He probably didn't even see what we said yet.
Have it down here on the
So, well, I'm gonna run this real quick. Let's listen to some of the sounds, and I'm gonna give some comments on the sounds in a moment
now, so I'm gonna go ahead and
on what I think about them.
so it'll turn on.
Come on,
Some
Garrett,
thoughts.
turn it on.
You're gonna. By the way, just gonna say you lose points for not doing the extended startup sequence. Trash. So, do better. No, I'm joking. This is a really good review, honestly.
Here's the light.
Ooh.
And it cuts off.
The smoke seems to be working okay. Going ahead and shut that off for now, though. That's function 7, by the way. Here's the bell.
So did he manually shut that off?
Manually shut what off?
The dynamo. noise.
No, the dynamo
Oh.
shuts off by itself, unfortunately,
Okay.
which is what I found weird because I have Broadway models where that doesn't
Yeah.
happen or doesn't
But I
seem to
mean,
happen.
Maybe there's a CV. That's most Broadway that I own. It just stays on. So maybe it's a CV you can change, or maybe it's change for Paragon 4. We'll have to
Potentially.
wait until we see more.
Yeah, But let's keep it going.
Hmm.
Not impressed with the
It was
bell
the
on this
smoke unit
model.
he was turning off, by the
I
way.
feel like most Broadway steam locomotives kind of have like a similar bell pattern.
Hang on.
I like that. You need to listen to this like on YouTube and not on StreamYard. Like this sounds really good.
So
Mm.
I'm gonna say this about the whistle, right? I think it's good. I think it fits. However, how do I say this? I'm weird when it comes to sound, right? Because I feel like I'm super inconsistent. I feel like depending on the model, certain models shouldn't sound like this is gonna be a weird complaint, but this model sounds too crisp. Like the whistle sounds too high quality, if that makes sense. And what I mean by this is like when I see this engine, I feel like I'm running a photograph, if that makes sense. So
You can't like come on.
listen,
Like,
listen.
The whole
Stop, stop,
point of
stop.
Paragon 4.
I'm not
Can I-
saying.
Oh, let me share
I'm
my
not-
opinion next.
All right, hang on. But I'm just saying. I'm not saying that the whistle's bad. It's an amazing whistle. I wish it was louder. That's probably my only real critique. But
That's a CV.
right. But the other thing that I wish is that it had more reverb. Like I wish it kind of echoed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sounds so crystal freaking clear. Like certain engines when I see them, like I feel like I should be I feel like when I run the engine, it's kind of like I'm running it's like I'm looking at a painting in motion or like an old recording in motion. And I kind of like it when the whistle kind of sounds, this is going to be weird, but the whistle kind of sounds like a recording. Not so much in that like the quality is bad, but it kind of has a echoey, almost ghostly kind of reverb to it. Like I think that would have added, like for some reason with this engine in particular, probably because it's such an iconic engine, and I don't know, it's such an old locomotive. Like I really wish like it had more of like a reverby kind of a sound. But that being aside, I think the quality sounds amazing, and it's the first time I've heard this whistle on a Broadway engine. So
I gotta
point to them for that.
I gotta disagree with you, man. Like Paragon 4, and if you didn't see the Train World event, go watch that. The big point of Paragon 4 was they were getting sounds that were better. Like that's how Bob Gruba described it. You know, he was like, we're trying to get it so that it works better with the their bass boosting systems, so that there's more bass in their recordings. They're trying to get it crisp. They're like, everything we could re-record, we're trying to do it if it needs it. Like there's some things that Broadway makes that don't need it, but there's things that do, and this is a case of that. Like even down to the chuff noises, which I'm sure we'll hear in a second. Like compared to Paragon 2, that is like a complete difference. Like, and I don't know. You hear TCS, and just, a recording most people are familiar with is Strasbourg 90 on a TCS decoder. Like that is crisp. That sounds like a video. Like I feel that's what Broadway's trying to do with this. And I mean, I get it. People want to see it as a photograph, nostalgic kind of thing.
I don't think people
doing this. I think the fact that Broadway's doing this is a clear example of them following through with one of their big points that they were doing in Paragon 4.
Once again, this is just personal preference at this point, is all I'm saying. Like, I guess what I'm saying is I wish there was like a CV to add like a little reverb or echo to that, I think that would just kind of add to the effect of looking at this engine. But what I'm getting at is I'm not faulting Broadway for the way that this engine sounds. I think the whistle is good, but it does need to be louder. Don't the
CV
hang on a second. I'm not knocking points because it's quieter. However, don't the engines already come at maximum volume when you get them out the box?
I don't think so.
I'd have to look at that because I feel like, especially on my big boy, I feel like it was like the volume was maxed
Maybe
out.
the master volume was, but the sound mixing levels are not.
Right. I guess worst case scenario, you could quiet down the other sounds.
My Challenger was not. My Challenger, maybe I had like 100 steps to go.
I don't know.
Let's move on.
So, Cam, you've been very quiet. I know you have opinions on this model. Would you like to give some input, sir?
Well, I just wanted to let you guys finish because my opinion on that whistle is complete polar opposite to you guys. I think it's atrocious. It sounds it sounds like it was edited.
Why?
It sounds like it would have been good for first gen Tsunami. It doesn't sound like it's on par with the current Loke sound, WoW sound.
So
Excuse the pun, paragons of the industry right now. It's not up there. It almost
I
sounds like Paragon
disagree.
2.
So hang on a second. I see what Cam is saying. Cam's not completely wrong. Like if you want to compare the quality of
Sounds
this,
electronic.
I
To a
wouldn't
degree.
quite. I wouldn't quite go so far as to say electronic. Like it sounds like a whistle, but it sounds like a crisp recording of a whistle. But I'll say this: there's no depth to it. It's lacking depth of a steam locomotive whistle. Like where's the quilling? Where's the change in pitch? Where's the different signatures that I normally get out of a Broadway limited engine? Right? Like and to play devil's advocate for Cam, Drew, think of it like this. Think of your Rapido Canadian Pacific Hudson and how amazing that sounds. This whistle is not up to that level of quality.
I don't think I've seen a single whistle that is, to be honest, with that comparison, but I get what you're saying, like completely. I agree, like, and even we didn't hear in this review, like we're saying, he didn't go over everything, so I completely get what you're saying, but like all Broadway whistles through everything, you have your standard ending, your short ending, and then your variant where you press it and then you like give it an extra like tap as soon as you let it go. So
I did notice quilling in it.
I agree with your saying like it's kind of sounds uniform, but I think that's kind of how all Broadway models are.
No,
that's not a good thing though.
Hang on a second. I don't even think all Broadway models sound like that because even not the Reading T1, what is it? The CNO T1 that I have, the 210-4, I think it is.
Yeah,
that one has that whistle has awesome like quilling and signatures and all that. Like there's some depth to I don't know how to describe it other than the fact like there's depth to the sound. Like this sounds kind of flat.
Personality.
Like it. So once again, you have to understand something here, right? Because I'm super critical when it comes to something. To the average person, this is going to sound amazing. I still think this sounds good. Honestly,
as the average person, I think it sounds good.
I'm half tempted to Drew. You're not the average person. I'm sorry, but I'm half tempted to buy one. It sounds great. However, I feel like there's a little lack of depth.
I want a compilation of every time Clint has ever said "however" on a stream.
A lot of times. It's a great way to segue.
However,
it is.
I feel like we've heard that noise about 30 times in the past 2 minutes.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's like at the end of that whistle. Like, what if it had to like lowered the pitch? Like, what if the pitch had just like gone down? You know?
Do we know anything about the prototype though? Like there were some Southern whistles and some New York
I was gonna
whistles that all were like either on or off.
There was
so
some
the Pacific is
inaccurate.
See, hang on. MW611 says, I agree with you, at least with this engine. I don't think it sounds as good as TCS. Still sounds like a Paragon 3. So I'm gonna save.
I disagree with the so I think there are some similarities between Paragon 3 and Paragon 4 because they didn't replace all the sound files because they didn't need to. But I think especially when you compare this to the Paragon 2 model from 10 years ago, this is a very, very big improvement.
It's an improvement over Paragon 2 for sure, but that's not saying much. Like Paragon 2, you're talking about a decoder that's over a decade old.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
But
like
on my 4
I don't
hours
think
of
that's
sleep,
even very fair to be a lie.
For me, this is like, you know, I'm using all my brain power to talk in complete sentences right now.
It's past his bedtime.
Past my bedtime.
I'm trying to see if is there a way to pull up like videos that we've shared in the group chat?
You may not want to do that.
Well, I'm gonna
accidentally share something.
No. I'm trying to pull up a specific video, one of the ones that I had.
Well then what video is that?
Hold on a sec. Oh wait, you only have access to that, don't you? Because you created the group.
What? Can you not look at media?
Wait, where is? Wait, can I? Wait, where is that? Apps for window emoji, nicknames, members, leave group, unmute comment, ignore message. No, I don't see media. Where's media? Hold on a second.
Oh, you know what? I have it's I don't think you can do it on like in a browser on Facebook. Do you have like the actual like computer application for Messenger?
No, but I could. I mean, okay, look, I'm not gonna download it.
What
I'll
are you
download
trying
all.
to what are you trying to do?
I was trying to pull up one of the old videos that I had from one of the decoder installs that I had done because I was trying to make a point about the sound. However,
Mm.
um,
I completely don't remember. I don't recollect.
you're good. Don't worry about it.
I don't recollect my name right now.
You're good, bro. I think
Photos and
I think in a minute
videos.
we're gonna start letting people call in.
Why don't
and
we
give
just do
in.
that now? We're kind of at like a debt. Why don't we just finish the video and then we can do this?
I can't tell. If
Let's
this is
start
just
letting
mine.
people
No, this
in.
isn't just mine because I'm seeing Adams.
So let's
I've
fast
had
forward.
water all day.
Let's fast forward to this part of the video.
Play if you want.
Is that the Rapido ski train in the background, by the way?
Sound files.
I have no idea.
The continuous dynamo sound. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and give it some power here. Let me make sure I'm going the right way. There we go.
I think it sounds great.
Yes, I agree.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut power now. Well, so I guess this.
Can I
doesn't-
take a second? Can you pause for a second and let me talk to the world?
Go ahead.
People in the comments of that video who are saying that Broadway falsely advertised a Go Pack, can you stop for like just a second, please? Oh, Churro dead in the comments. It is the X ski train. I apologize. But when it stops, the track power is turned off. The model does not shut off. Therefore, there's a capacitor inside of it. And what I noticed about Broadway models, because the consolidation had the capacitor feature too, is mine. It doesn't like it comes to some sort of a stop like that is. And I think what they were trying to go for is more of like kind of a shut-offy feature, because when you're going, let's say you have like 90 cars behind you, whatever kind of train, and then power goes off, your locomotive stops and your cars all derail. So I think what they were going for here is to bring your locomotive to a stop, and then the sound kind of keeps going.
That's
But when
not.
my model is stopped in place, it goes for 16 seconds, at least on my consolidation. So
Yeah, but this model didn't do
it does
that.
have a go pack. I think it's interesting the way it acts, but it it does have a go pack
So-
for the people who are out there saying it does not.
So hang on a second. I'm not going to give them a pass on that one because this does not look like it has a go pack in it. If you think that the extra 2 seconds of power that he got out of that after after cutting
Well,
the
they
power
made it
off
so-
is a go pack, that's not that. Hang on, let me
it to be that
hey,
way. So
Drew, hold on a second. Let me finish. That is not what they described. That is not what they described. The way the Bob, especially in the interview that you did with him on Train World, what he described was the train being able to go through dead spots for over 5 seconds, and the train having no issues on different pieces of
because
complicated.
they programmed the CV out of the box so that it goes for 2 seconds when it can really go for over 5 seconds. So it's a CV and Paragon 4 where you can extend it.
Where did you hear that?
On the it was on the Train World thing.
I don't remember him saying that.
Rewind it and watch it. It's a CV you can program, and with their proprietary decoder, one of the ways they took advantage of it is you can actually adjust the amount of time which the capacitor keeps providing power after the track power shut off.
Hmm.
I have seen that advertised in other places in
I'm gonna
there
go ahead
too.
and cut power now. Well,
So you can
I guess
control how long it
to be fair, he did have audio for quite a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Clint,
know.
I forwarded the videos.
So can we let people in
Um,
before we get
where
onto
did-
something?
No.
They
Where
should
did you?
just be at the bottom of the group
Oh,
chat.
so Isaac S says, why would it not be set to the max by default? And so Bob was saying that they had like this debate for a while, and there's some people who just don't like their engines to run forever. So they figured if we could find a value, 2 seconds would probably be the best. That if you're running on a layout at track speed, then you could get over what kind of rough spots there are. So if you go and watch the Train World event, he does talk about that.
Look at Cam plug. Appreciate you, bro. So is this
Forward a video. Can you do that? Oh, you have it on your screen. What? Oh, you're just
So-
playing it in the background.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Senor.
I'm gonna share this. Oh wow, I can look at all sorts of videos.
Don't
wanna-
share all of them.
no, God, no. Some of the stuff can be posted in the
I was
chat.
trying to find that
So-
Garrett 611 meme, the box
So-
man.
So hold on a second. And this is gonna be the point that I want to illustrate, because I want to kind of back Cam up to a degree with what he's saying. This is what we've come to expect from
Tekas.
from modern generation sound decoders, right? This is a sound install that I did in one of my brass models.
What decoder did you use?
It's a TCS.
Tekas. I like Broadway's chuffing noises better, to be honest. Like Broadway does a good job at background noise.
Hold on a second. I would disagree with you there. 110 trillion%. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not.
I don't want to join in this argument. Let's open the panel up.
Oh,
for
now you don't
discussion.
want to have an argument.
Drew.
We were talking about this for hours on the after show.
Drew, please let me do my thing, okay? All right, let me run it the way I want to run it. All right, I want to talk about this because I like talking about sound on my podcast.
That is true.
I'm trying to bring a point here. So,
you bring a point.
So, the way listen to that. It's amazing what a little reverb does to a
Bass.
Somebody in the
engine.
chat said I'm fired.
Reverb, and it has character.
Like
Character
there's
indeed.
you can hear when you blow the whistle on that and that, you know what the crazy part is? That's without the tender shell on. That was without the tender shell on the engine, I'm pretty sure. Now, don't get me wrong, this is good. This is really good. But it's lacking depth, man. Like I will say that Broadway Limited, like their background sounds, right? There's the sound like
nice.
the compressors are nice. The hissing sounds, all the auxiliary sounds that you hear on the locomotive, all that sounds really nice. But I don't think that their sounds are as good as some of the top of the line decoders. But then again, Broadway's not a decoder company, so I have to kind of judge it fairly. But I'm
in
just
a way
saying,
they are.
no, they're not.
Well,
Broadway is
I
not a
mean-
decoder company. They're not a decoder company. They're a model company. They manufacture model trains primarily. Yes, they make sound. They have a proprietary sound system, but they're
make their own decoders that they put in there, though.
right. But they're not. But do they sell them? They don't
No.
sell they don't sell their decoders. They're not in the business of selling decoders. Yes, they make sounds, but the sounds are not their primary focus. The trains are. The models themselves are.
Yeah.
And you can tell that by the amount of times that they recycle sounds in a model. They're not concerned about variety of sound as much as they are variety of models. That's what I'm
true.
saying. So it doesn't mean that they don't manufacture decoders. It doesn't mean that they don't record their own sounds. I'm just saying that their primary focus is not that of a decoder company.
Here's speed step 1.
I want to go back to.
That's on track. To be working okay. We can go ahead and shut that off for now, though.
Actually, you know what?
That's function 7.
We're just gonna skip forward in the video.
Have you seen the smoke? Oh, no.
That looks good. Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like it's just the whistle's kind of quiet.
This smoke looks good. You think what?
The chuffing. I will say this:
That
the
does
chuffing,
not sound like a steam locomotive in motion. I'm sorry.
the chuffing does sound electronic. I've heard better chuffs on.
So when
on
when I
Broadway.
say this sounds like Paragon 2 and Paragon 3, I don't mean it sounds like the same audio files literally, but it sounds like the same quality. If you told me this was Paragon 2, I would believe you. Because I don't know
I
enough
would-
about Paragon
I would-
2 to
I wouldn't say
differentiate.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it sounds like Paragon 2.
Well, keep
but-
in mind, I literally have one Broadway model and I haven't run it.
right. So what? So
to
that
me,
so you
it
can
all sounds
with all
kind of the
due
same.
so with all due respect, Cam, you can't really evaluate it then if you haven't heard enough of Paragon 2.
No, but I can give you an outsider perspective.
Right. But what I'm saying is you can't. But you can't.
What it
But you
looks
can't.
like
But you
from
can't.
the outside looking in.
And that's fair.
And
all
of this, it really is from the outside looking in. We're not working at BLI. We don't know what they're doing.
we don't have to know what they're doing to know what their sounds are like over the course of the last decade and a half. All you have to do is all you have to do is have enough of their models to know that.
Let's open up for
So
callers.
hold
Ring,
on.
ring.
But I do agree with you in the sense that like there are
Listen up.
Their chops-
StreamYard.com/IC3
Drew don't do that.
UDD5D5.
Drew don't do that.
he already got the whole one.
Drew don't do that. I will post it when I'm ready. Oh man. Okay.
I think
so
I said it all before you took me down.
Yeah, you got all of it.
you think
I've been
anybody
censored by
actually
the media.
you think anybody actually took the time to write all that down? Okay,
I need to
so,
go on Tucker Carlson.
And
tell them all
NW611
about
probably did.
how I was disenfranchised on a model train podcast on YouTube.
oh my god. Go cry. All right, so look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open up the broadcast
Which
to
one?
why
IC3UDD5D5I.
Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to open up the broadcast to people who want to call in. Like I said, you do not need to have a video camera, just audio.
In fact, please don't have a video camera.
Yeah, it would be preferred if you didn't actually have a camera. We do not need to see you. We just need to have audio for you. But what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the. This is the link to the podcast. Go ahead, feel free to hit that link.
IC3UDD5D5I.
Drew, chill for
I gotta
5
join.
seconds. Chill.
Gotta join, guys.
So
Somebody told me I'm fried.
yeah, you are fried, Drew. Deep fried in oil. So
Deep
anybody
fried
who wants to
in
join the
olive oil.
podcast and give their opinion on Paragon 4, go ahead, hit the link below. When you come in, I'll be adding people in one at a time. You can go ahead and talk with us live.
Can you
Give
fry
us-
something
give
in
us-
olive oil?
Can you not? I'm trying to
It's
tell
a
people how to
serious question.
join
Yes.
the live stream. Like, damn.
Like, what would you fry? Could you make
Yes.
French fries in olive oil?
Oh my god, bro.
I think you can make like focaccia bread and stuff. I think
But
there's
you
some
don't
Greek
fry
stuff you
focaccia
fry.
bread.
So hold on. We got
I don't
Isaac.
fucking know. I'm not
God.
I'm not a
Let me
You're
Google
not,
it.
you're not-
Italian.
you're not a
Can you
chef.
fry with olive oil?
Okay, so we got our first caller, Isaac S.
Who
has
were
joined-
they?
has joined the party.
It turns out you can fry in olive oil while keeping your arteries happy. The trick is heating the oil just to the right temperature. Oils are
All right, so we're just gonna
there
mute
we
Drew.
go.
Gonna mute Drew for a
Just
second.
about to ask you to do that.
Yeah, so Jeff, just hit the link, and then you'll be in the back office of the stream, and so I'll be bringing people in one by one, and so Drew. All right, we'll add Drew back here. Drew, are you
Uh-huh.
done? Are you settled down? Okay, thank you. So,
I have a recipe here if you'd like to hear.
bro, Drew, do you want me to add people to the stream or not?
We
Okay,
can
that's
talk
what I
about focaccia bread. I say that because I
Stop sharing. So,
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna bring Isaac in first. Isaac, are you with us, sir?
Hello?
Hello.
Yo, what's up, man?
Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good. What's up?
So I saw that video this morning, and the part for first impressions, like I haven't gotten mine in yet, but 1st
Mhm.
impressions on Paragon 4 is I'm kind of disappointed because it kind of looks like a recycled Paragon 3, except they've
Mhm.
added a little decoder. All the CVs look the same. They've still got those background noises like farm and city, and which in my opinion are really stupid and don't even need to be there.
Mhm.
So, and I was also disappointed because I could have sworn Bob Gribba said you don't need to buy a Go pack with Paragon 4 because there's gonna be one already there.
Mhm.
But this just seems like a little capacitor. So I'm wondering if, and it is annoying. Like I'm sure this will improve the 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 models running, because I'm with Broadways now. If they hit a dead spot, they'll stop, and then the whole sound will restart again. And you get
Mhm.
the whole spool up sequence again, and that can be pretty annoying. So I'm interested to see how it reacts to a dead spot. He only showed killing the power.
Right. I think
So,
on it. Let me say something real quick. So I think on an actual dead spot, the engine will actually operate. Will probably operate a little bit smoother than cutting off power to the entire layout. And like Drew was saying, apparently you can change the CVs to actually give you full capacitance
so out
on the
from
on
the
the.
factory, they give you 2 minutes, or I wish it was 2 minutes. They give you 2 seconds of power from the Go Pack because some people don't like theirs to go forever, and that was the decision they made. But through a CV, and he doesn't show the CV list in this review, or at least the whole one. You can change the capacitance and how long it lasts, and I believe it goes as long as guaranteed to go 5 seconds, I believe, and then it can usually go higher than that depending on big boy versus
How much
small
power
thing.
it's
Toledo.
using. It's drawing.
Yeah,
The other thing I want to throw in there too is I'm not going to knock Broadway for the same having the same CVs. Like to
yeah.
me, that's
I
a
don't
smart.
really like every manufacturer seems to do that.
So to me, that seems like a smart business decision because you want for your customer, you want them to be, especially if they're familiar with your products.
And
You want to
brand
keep.
recognition too.
It's not so much brand recognition, but you want that. It's when it comes to
Consistency.
technological stuff, you want that familiarity. So it's when they're upgrading to the next thing, it's not difficult for them to use or to get integrated into it. Like for example, if you go from the newest iPhone, from the old iPhone to the new iPhone, you're going to see a lot of similarities. Like might be some stuff that's changed around, but generally speaking, they try to
The
keep the
home
layout the
screen's the
same.
same.
Yeah.
Face
If-
ID,
if I
Face
could
ID
maybe
or Touch ID.
clarify, I more meant and I actually don't know this for sure because he didn't go through everything, but
Mhm.
I would guess it's a lot of the exact same sound files, which for me was a little bit disappointing. In my head, I just had this idea like, oh, it's going to go from Paragon 3 to something that's
Mhm.
ESU similar.
Compare this
God,
to the
no.
Paragon 2 model, and I guarantee the last time they ran this, compare it to this. Go watch any review of the last one. This is literally like 10,000 times better.
So
For
So
starters, this
you're
is
saying
16-bit
they
sound
did
Isaac.
now.
upgrade the sound files?
They're different sound files, yeah.
Oh, all right. Then I retract my last comment.
not
for
no,
starters,
hang on,
before what-
Drew, hold on a second. Let me talk for a minute. No, the sound files are not different completely from Paragon 3. From Paragon
like the idle
from
sequence.
So hang on a second. So from Paragon 2, yes, ever since Paragon 3 hit, right? They've been slowly updating the sounds. So from Paragon 2 to Paragon 3, you had a huge jump. Now from Paragon 3 to Paragon 4, the jump was a little less significant from what we've seen so far. Remember, this is just the first model, and if you remember from when we went from Paragon 2 to Paragon 3, the first two models, which were the Class A and the Y6B, if I remember correctly, they used the same sound files from the Paragon 2 models, but they just added Rolling Thunder. But it took them about a good 6 months, took them like 4 or 5 models before they started pumping in a lot of the new sounds. Now with this Dreyfus, the whistle is new. All the other stuff, the chuffs, the idling sounds, all of that stuff is the same. But this whistle is new. At least I've never heard it before in any of the other Broadway engines. Now, let me throw this in there as well. I didn't expect Broadway to have a huge difference in terms of their sounds from Paragon 3 to Paragon 4. It was too first of all, it was too short of a time between the two decoders. And the second thing was that they didn't advertise the sounds being new. They highlighted the lighting features and they highlighted the Go Pack, right? And they highlighted the decoders working better, but they didn't highlight the sounds being different. So I didn't think that the sound, like we were going to get all brand new sound files when they just updated the sound files. So I think you're going to get a lot of those same idling sounds, but you'll probably get some new whistles because Bob Gruba in the interview that he did with Drew, he did say that they had a large library of sound files. So I think you'll hear some new stuff, but I wouldn't expect too much outside of that from Paragon 4. So anyway, Isaac, do you have anything else you want to add, bro?
Yes, there was one more thing. I don't know if you've seen it because I joined your stream about 15 minutes in. The the 1938 model, which is the one you see in the video, is not 100% accurate.
Already
Oh
heard.
yeah. Oh God, don't
Because
get Cam started.
there are.
Here we go.
I noticed this while talking to the owner of that model in a Discord this morning. Was that the skirts? If you look at
were you the
the
guy who
skirts,
pointed it out?
you can see. Yeah. Well, no, no, that was actually a New York Central foamer in our Discord who found it.
I was
But
going to
yeah,
ask if we have any
if you look
New
at
York
the
Central guys
picture,
here.
yes. So you can see the air tank, and then you can see there's a gap in the front. I don't know what you call that cowl, and I believe that was because in 1940, for the something to do with the war effort,
Material
like less
shortages,
metal.
probably.
I think this was the same reason that SP de-skirted the daylight cars. They took
Correct.
away part of the streamlining, so that's why you've got that hole there, and you've got shorter skirts.
It's also
Yeah.
easier for maintenance. It's cheaper and takes less time.
Gotcha. So same reason they pulled it away on the T1 then.
I think that is accurate for the 1941 Dreyfus, but
Yeah.
I'm not a New York Central guy, so I
We've
don't know.
talked
yes,
about
he
this
told
kind
me
of thing on our
This
show
is
before.
accurate for the 1940 plus Dreyfus Hudson, but in that when we could see the blue on the tender is the 1938 to 1940 paint scheme, this is not accurate, and I didn't really like that there wasn't any mention of that. However,
I think this could be an example of Broadway going for like a variety of models, because we've talked about it on the Manifest show before, and they put out more of a volume with less, differences between
Drew,
variations.
I see what you're saying, but I'm just gonna say, like, for the record, for a brass model, that is totally unacceptable.
Hang on a second. Hold on a second. Let me throw my hat in the ring because I understand both sides of this argument. However, I'm somewhere in the middle because this is what everyone has to understand. They're at the end of the day, Broadway Limited is still a company. Okay.
Yeah.
There's still there's limitations with what they can do. This mold, this tooling is over a decade old.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go in and adjust the tooling. So if you were worried about that, that's something that you should have done research on before you bought the models. The first thing I would argue. The second thing is that this is a brass hybrid model. Granted, I understand for the price that you pay, you want precise detail. But if you want that level of detail, you're going to have to pay the money for it. And quite frankly, Broadway doesn't charge you enough. Broadway doesn't charge enough for you to get that level of detail. To the average modeler like me or Drew, we're not going to pick up on that. But I will say this. I understand people's concerns or their grievances about the model not having the detail for that specific road number. I get that, but you have to think of it like this. Broadway didn't start doing the road specific details literally until Paragon 4, but this is really a Paragon 2 mold. So you have to understand the time frame in which this model, when this model was tooled. People weren't as particular about the models, at least anything outside of brass. They weren't as particular. Well, true brass. They weren't as particular about the models back then when this was originally released. This is just a rerun of the Paragon 2 model with Paragon 4 sound. That's all it is. But once again, I understand both sides. I can understand how people would be frustrated. But if you're looking for, me personally, I'm not looking to go to Broadway for a completely prototypical a road number specific model. If I want that, I'm going to buy a true brass model.
So, I don't know how much I agree with you there. I'm pretty sure my MT4 is from around the same period as the original Paragon 2 Dreyfus, and they're plastic models, and every single one of them has individual detail depending on the road number you got. I have a pre-war variant. There are post-war variants for, I believe, 2 or 3 different schemes, and then you have different driving wheels depending on the road number. You have
what does that have to do with how Broadway tools their models and how they tooled their models a decade
because
ago?
that model, I guarantee you, that model is cheaper than this.
That's not
plastic.
That's not the point.
It's not.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
Is it? What is that? Is your MTA Broadway model?
No, it's an Athearn. But Athearn
Well, hang
is
on, no,
competitive.
hang on. Was it tooled by Broadway?
No.
Did
When was
Broadway?
it tooled?
Wait, hang on a second. No, it doesn't matter when it was.
I see
it
what you're
doesn't-
getting
was
at
it-
here, but you're
was it
missing
the-
my point.
No,
It's like comparing
pointing out-
apples
no,
to
no, no.
oranges.
Hang on, the model that you're describing was marketed to be road number specific because that's what Athearn does. I'm not saying that Broadway Limited's not capable of doing that.
And a brass
But what
hybrid isn't. It's a brass hybrid at the end of the day.
Does
And
anybody know off
That's
the
the
top
sort
of
of
their
thing you
head?
come to expect from a brass.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, not from Broadway Limited, from a mold that was a decade ago. No.
I mean, so what if it was a decade ago? It's not a decade ago now.
Because they're not going to redo the tooling. The tooling is from a decade ago.
They have
That's-
money.
Do we
Oh,
know if
they have
they,
time
if
to
they
produce their
offered
new
the
models?
1938 scheme in the original Paragon 2 release? Because
No,
if
because
not,
this
that
is the
might
same
be-
tooling.
Yeah, but did they offer the 1938 version in the Paragon 2 release, or just the
They did
1940
not.
version? Well, then that's probably why they only did it like this. And I did
That-
want to point out, if there's somebody watching who did want a pre-1940 version, both the MTH and Rivarossi models do have the extra skirting on it. So we
Right.
will possibly see that in the future with scale trains. I'm not sure if scale trains is going to tweak their mold, possibly do more than one scale trains might do this short skirt variation as well.
Right.
I
Well-
do gotta say, if you had the right scheme for this, that is a really nice detail to have on there, to have the skirts cut down.
Right. Once again, I'm not disagreeing with necessarily what the argument that's being presented in the sense that, like, man, this sucks that this is this road number, but it doesn't have the detail that's appropriate for that engine. However, we have to judge things accordingly within reason. Like I said, I get it. I understand what people are saying, but this is not your typical brass model. But you're arguing for the price. Well, you're charging me the price of a brass model. This is about $1,300 less than the price of a model that you would pay for the detail that you're looking for. You have to keep that in mind. And if you're worried about that, judge the model with your wallet. Don't buy it. You don't have to buy it. Buy the Rivarossi, buy the MTH, or buy a $2,000 brass model or a $3,000 brass model that's going to have way better detail.
So if I may, if we want to progress through call-in guests, we've been with a half an hour on this.
So, Drew. Okay. So, Isaac, do you have a YouTube channel or anything that you want to plug, bro, before we move on to the next person?
Let us know about.
No, I don't make any content. Thank you though.
Damn it, Isaac. This is your one shot.
Thank you for the offer. I'm all right.
Hey, bro. But hey, I appreciate you jumping in, bro. Your insight was very refreshing. I have to have you back in again, bro. It was good to hear from you. Thank you.
See ya.
talk to
Thanks
you
for
guys later.
calling in to 99.5
Both runs,
WJBR.
both runs
Okay.
of the Dreyfus
Had both the 38 and the 1940 scheme available.
Okay,
The
so
Paragon
hold
2 as well.
on a second. We got to add our boy in here real quick.
Okay.
Young,
do
young,
we have more
young.
guests? to get
We do
through?
have more guests, but I want to add NC in because NC's part of the crew. He's part of the stream.
And just say hi. We have more
finally
guests to
figured
get through.
everything out.
The last
Hello,
one took us a
everyone.
half an hour. We need to go quick.
Drew, I'm gonna tell you this one more time. Stop that.
It's like the Olympics of progressing through
Drew.
call-in show guests.
Drew, I love you, but stop that. Okay. I will manage the call flow. Okay.
Wow.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna move on to Baltic 144 Productions. And
Real
Baltic.
quick, I was gonna say I don't have a
All
whole
right.
lot of time, but I'll stay for a little
How am
while.
I doing on this end?
we can hear you good, bro. What's going on, man? What's your thoughts on Paragon 4, bro?
All right. Well, first of all, nice to meet you.
Nice
finally.
to meet you.
So,
Appreciate it.
yeah. So, Paragon 4. Wow. A lot of the points that you brought up earlier in the podcast, I definitely agree with both sides of it all.
Mhm.
I will say I do want to point out the chuffing. As you said before, Broadway Limited is not exactly, a decoder company, so they're not going to be as precise as far as refining, the chuff sounds and stuff like that. But I will say, considering that they're progressively updating, their system, I do believe it should be appropriate to kind of, try to sweeten up the sound because it does sound electronic. And what it reminds me of, because I mainly do O scale, so you can judge me for that for being a three rail person. But I have noticed similar changes, particularly with MTH with their Proto Sound 3, where their chuffing goes from a really clean flow, and then it's something very abrupt and dry and almost electronic. And I think the sacrifice, they're making that sacrifice because I did notice you definitely have a lot more bass to it. You definitely have a lot more bass to the chuffing, and that's one thing, I feel like BLI hasn't found that balance to try to get something that's smooth flowing while adding, the bass, because as some people have said in the YouTube chat earlier, that ESU low sound would arguably have better chuffing. Another thing I want to point out is one thing. This goes back way back to the first Paragon that I grew up with, because I owned a J1E in HO, which was Paragon. This was back in 2005, 2006. I was a little kid. When you power the engine on with a dynamo effect, the light, how it kind of dims and brightens, that's the one thing I wish they would have added, that little extra detail to have more prototypical look to it, as far as the headlight or even the reverse light for that matter. So,
well, I'm not sure if that's something that can be changed with the proto lighting feature.
oh, it does have that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Paragon for all the Paragon 4 models you have the ability to change each individual light.
Okay.
So, but once again, this gentleman he didn't play around with the proto lighting. I'm kind of curious about that myself.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna knock Broadway for that one. However, let me ask you this, Baltic. So you talked about let me ask. Well, instead of me saying something, let me just ask the question. What would you like to see from Broadway? What would you like to see them do in terms of their sound quality?
What I would like to see is I would like to see them try to do a more fresh start, I guess you can say, because like you mentioned before, like it's kind of going from Paragon 3 to Paragon 4. It's like a small leap versus a big jump from Paragon 2 to Paragon 3, or even Paragon 4 for that matter. But I feel like going back to the drawing board as far as their sound, trying to, I guess, kind of follow with what these other sound decoder companies are doing, to try to give their engine, well, first of all, their engines are impressive. Their engines look realistic, but for the modern day 21st century modeler, even detail sound adds value to the appearance. So I think if they can start raw and try to, rebuild as far as their sound files, I think it would make Paragon 4 a lot better. Or even, if we live to see today for Paragon 5, that's years and years into the future, but maybe that as a possibility to have something more realistic to give you the feel like you're actually there. Drew,
do you want to comment on that and give your 2 cents, maybe from the other end of the spectrum?
I agree. And I think chuffing is something we've talked about a lot, both on your channel and on my channel. And it's something that I feel like nobody gets quite right. And we touched on it the first Scale Trains Conspiracies episode we did, where we see the same sound file being played over and over, when in reality, we don't have the same chuff going at one speed step that we would at speed step 128. And it's more of a clicking by that point. But, we don't see that anywhere. And we've talked about ESU being particularly good at it. And I'd place Broadway, kind of somewhere up in the top couple, but there's room for improvement everywhere. And I'd say Broadway is, compared to ESU, Broadway I'd place, right below them. But I think it's something that nobody's gotten quite right. And that's what I'm excited to see what Scale Trains does. I know this isn't a Scale Trains episode. However, I can't go without mentioning it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Honestly, I mean, even with as much as I'm not as impressed with the sound with Paragon 4, I will put it second to ESU Loke sound because I'll tell you a couple weeks ago, there was a brass model of Sioux Line 1003, a 282 Mikado, and it had the ESU Loke sound. And being there in person, like, I thought the real engine was in the store because that's how, good it was.
Yeah.
And I feel like Broadway Limited does have the potential to do that, but they have to invest, their time into it. And granted, when they make different steam locomotives, not every steam locomotive sounds exactly the same. I work on a QJ, and it sounds completely different than, like a Northern or even a Mikado, So it would be a lot, but I think, in my opinion, it would be worth it to kind of have, that, diversity as far as chuffing and trying to, start from scratch.
Yeah.
I see.
It would
And I
pay
think
for itself.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw what we're talking about with kind of the variation in chuff noises as you increase and decrease in speed from Broadway, because as we saw with pro mode lighting and what we were talking about earlier, the Go Pack, how you can control how long the capacitor lasts. They have their proprietary decoder, and we're slowly seeing them take more directions with it that take advantage of them having their own system, as opposed to manufacturers being limited by only using soundtracks or ESU. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were the first to really do this well, even within Paragon 4. I mean, I wouldn't use this to judge Paragon 4 completely because it seems like they're aiming the basis of the Paragon 4 launch upon the Mikado. So I wouldn't really make any strong conclusion. I don't think we're going to see this in Paragon 4 off the bat, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were the first in the hobby to do it.
Yeah, I will say this to kind of wrap this part of the conversation. I would wait to see what Paragon 4 is going to bring with a strictly Paragon 4 model. Like this seems like it was Paragon 3 just and kind of repurposed into Paragon 4 as kind of a last minute thing. But I think that they did at the very least update one of the minor sound files. Like they just updated the whistle.
And they gave us a preview into Paragon 4 as well.
Yeah, so I'm still excited to see what they're going to do, but I'm not unimpressed. But like I said, let's give Broadway a chance to to kind of give us a few more engines before we start saying, I don't know, Paragon 4 is just Paragon 3 repurposed.
I mean, it is the first model, so
exactly. And they're literally doing the same thing they did from Paragon 2 to Paragon 3. The first few models normally sound just like the last production major run. So
anyway, there we go.
Baltic, do you have a YouTube channel you'd like to plug, sir, before we let you go?
Yes, it's actually my name, Baltic 144 Productions. So
I like your profile photo.
Yeah, bro, it's sick. I dig that.
Thank you. I drew that myself.
Yeah,
you drew that?
Yeah.
No freaking. Are you serious?
Can you be commissioned to do art for people?
Can you draw me a logo? That would be freaking sick, dude.
Okay.
Listen.
Oh boy.
Send me a.
I will be in touch.
Send me a message on Facebook or or DM me on. Actually, just send me a message on Facebook, and we'll talk because I definitely need some. I definitely need some art.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Where on Facebook should I find you at?
Just if you type in Clint Brantley and you see the picture of the big boy, just that's me.
Let me just double check here.
Add that account, but yeah, that's you drew. That's freaking sick,
man.
Bro.
We will be in touch.
Yeah, we got to commission this guy to do some art, Drew.
He can make a Manifest podcast logo because ours right now is just text, and I have to remake it every week. I remember the name of the text that says Manifest Podcast, but I always forget the name of the one that says Live, so I need to go through 150 fonts before I find it.
So real quick, I want to throw this out there too. Isaac S. just said, hey, someone just posted a short sound demo on the DLI decoders.
I watched it. It's nothing we didn't see in the review.
Are you sure?
I watched it while we were sitting here.
You watched both videos?
One of them, he just tested the capacitor.
So you didn't change the whistles or anything?
I don't think so. It was not any whistles. It was mostly just chuff noises.
Okay. Well.
Balta,
did you find me?
Yep, I found you. I sent you a request.
Nice, bro.
Sounds
All right,
good.
cool. Got you added, bro. Hey, I appreciate you jumping in, man.
I will
Yeah.
talk to you shortly. I need you to draw me some stuff.
All right, well, we'll keep in touch. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
Sounds
Yeah, bro.
good. See
Have
ya.
a good night. All right, so
Who's our next?
we gotta throw in our boy here. Oh wait, Troublemaker. I can't add Troublemaker in. This says device is not connected.
Oh,
You need to connect their mic/cam before you can add Troublemaker. Get your life together, bro. All right, we'll come back to you. We're gonna add Randall in. I know Randall's been waiting patiently. Randall,
Hey,
You
what's
in here, bro?
happening, guys?
hey,
What's going
how are
on, man?
you?
And sorry for giving Clint the grief. The 1522 is going to be the scale trains.
Thank
That's-
you.
See, you got Cam all excited now. Dang it.
I'm the first
I
skill
tell you
guy
what,
now,
though, that
even though
engine
I'm.
needs to be a model. I'm sorry, it really does, because
Say it again?
no one has ever done the 1522 needs to be a model.
Mm.
Nobody does that locomotive, and I know
Hmm.
there's like tons of others, but
Yeah,
me that engine really needs to be an HO model.
I wouldn't disagree
PFM
with
did
that.
one, didn't they?
Yeah, but how much money do you really
Yeah.
want to pay all that money for a
I
PFM?
think Bachman
Oh,
several
yeah.
years ago attempted to do that engine, but I've looked for it. I can't find it. There's no existence of it. So
Yeah, it's brass. So far as I know, only one manufacturer has done it in brass, even. And if you can imagine one for a locomotive as popular as 1522, keep in mind that thing was only running about 20 years ago.
well,
For
see, I
it to
saw
only have one model in brass, and that model is a couple decades old.
Yeah.
That's
See, I've never
you can imagine what kind of scarcity there is for people who want that model.
But the only way I know this Bachman model exists, I have some old model railroaders that has ads in it, and it's in there. It shows it as one of the road names that Bachman released in its Spectrum 482. But there's no, I've never found anything that shows it was ever made.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a model that was ever actually released. I don't know. That might be something
they
interesting
have-
to
Just like
look
I'm
into.
pretty sure they have done a generic Frisco scheme one.
Well, I think they have a generic
Okay.
version of every single wheel formation ever made.
USRA of everything.
To be fair, the USRA dimension-wise is very close to the T54.
I
So,
don't know what that is. So sorry.
let me
The
So hang on, let me-
2482s.
let me rein this back in. Randall, what you got for us on Paragon 4, man?
Well, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on Paragon 4. In fact, you can probably look at my thumbnail. I'm not really an expert on steam locomotives in general. But
All right, bro. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Have a nice
I'm just kidding.
I'm joking.
But no, I just look at what you guys showed on your last stream and then this stream here. Just those two engines. I mean, they make me want to buy a BLI steam engine just from the looks alone. The only BLI engine I've seen personally in operation, the club I'm in up here at West Plains, the vice president bought a 4664 Challenger, a BLI Paragon 3, and I did see that engine run, and it is a great looking engine. But the electronics, the electronics, I don't really know how to explain this, but it just didn't seem like it was any better than, say, like a Tsunami 2 or a ESU Look Sound V5. And that's just me.
Desired.
Yeah, something like that.
You know, one of the biggest gripes that I hear from just people in general when talking about Broadway is they need to update or improve their electronics. With Paragon 4, apparently, the boards have been updated to fix a lot of the problems that they've had. I'm not entirely sure how accurate that's going to be. I like with all the new stuff they've added, I'm sure that'll come with new challenges. From them adding the capacitors to all the different lighting features, like I'm kind of curious to see if they can improve all the other issues that they've had before and then make this new technology run smooth on it. But I don't know. I think I want to give Broadway a chance. Like I said, this first model, you know, I haven't seen any major complaints about it. I'm curious really to see like 4 or 5 more models in Paragon 4 before I really make a solid judgment on, you know, how it's going to be as a whole. But I will agree that their sounds could definitely they could definitely do a little bit better with their sounds to be a bit more competitive with
I think
better,
the Mikado
decoders.
I think the Mikado is going to be the first chance that we really get to judge like pure Paragon 4, and then we have some reruns between now and then. Or now and what I'm about to say, the FEF. I think between the Mikado and the FEF are the two. By the release of oh my God, 4 hours of sleep. I'm sorry. By the release of the FEF, we should have a good idea about Paragon 4, and we'll be able to make a judgment.
This is what I'll say. That if you put the Atherin FEF against the BLI FEF, I think if we're just talking looks alone,
episode.
Well, I mean, if we're just talking looks alone, forget the electronics, throw them off to the side.
Yeah.
The BLI is going to just walk all over the model. Just for looks alone. I think what hurts the BLI, and this is just what I've heard from people that that's had BLI stuff, is the electronics.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why we're hoping for an improvement with the Paragon 4, because every single person that's owned more than one Broadway model, or even at least one Broadway model, they've had problems with the electronics at some point.
Just think about like how many manufacturers, decoders and locomotives have ever listed major bug fixes as a feature. And trust me, there's people who are going to say, oh, well, they need to. Well, think about all the other manufacturers who've desperately needed to do something like that and never did it. So just the fact that they put so much time into it as to list that as a feature, I think that's a good sign.
Well,
no, I completely agree. My Challenger that I bought in Paragon 4, I got one. It did that thing where the motor stopped working. I returned it. I got another one. The second unit had the same problem. Shipped it down to Florida for 4 months, and I got it back, and it works now. But it's still a lot of hassle. So I completely agree. But I'm just hoping Paragon 4, and it looks like it may very well be that the magic fix.
Randall, what were you going to say?
Here's one thing I'll say about Paragon 4, and you guys may think I'm going too far, and if you think I am, just say so. But I think, just from a diesel guy looking from the outside in, I think Paragon 4 is going to be make or break for BLI, because the minute Scale Trains drops their steam engine, whatever it is, and then Clint's sitting there talking about Lionel coming out with eventually with a true scale steam engine. More than likely the Scale Hudson. BLI is really going to have their hands full. I mean,
agreed.
Yeah,
I think that's a damn good point. Quite frankly, I'm happy he brought that up. I didn't even think about it from that standpoint. But Paragon 4 kind of is make or break for BLI. I'll agree with you there, because it's like, I think people, you got to think about it like this, right? The market is so saturated with BLI models from Blue Line all the way to Paragon 4 now, right? And throughout the best running BLI models arguably were the ones from just the original Paragon run, right? Those had when they had the QSI decoders, those locomotives tended to have the least problems. And then when we switched from like the Blue Line models from conception, they had issues. Paragon 2 had issues. Paragon 3 had issues. Paragon 4, everyone's waiting with bated breath to see what Paragon 4 is going to be like. I think that they do really need to knock it out of the park. If especially as the new manufacturers come in,
Scale Trains,
Lionel, Rapido is even doing more steam now. Broadway's gonna have to really make sure that they have their quality control under control.
I feel like it's going to be a decade at least until Rapido becomes a big team.
Wait, say it again.
I was just saying, there's nothing that says Bachmann won't jump in with a high-end scale locomotive at some point.
Bachmann's been kind of quiet for some reason.
We're due for a
Bachmann's
high-end
been trying to do that. Like they announced the decapods, and the next project they were going to do is the USRA 060s. They were going to make that their thing because they've always been like a niche small steam manufacturer. But in trying to create a nice steam locomotive, they put a dummy coupler on the front. So, I feel like they're kind of on the edge.
Their Easy Mark II wasn't exactly a real good coupler either. I mean, I've had cars with those couplers on. I mean, they'd snap like twigs all the time. So their couplers just aren't that good.
Yeah.
To begin with.
In HO and N, I have experience with both. Their couplers are trash.
NC, you've been kind of quiet, bro. Did you want to chime in on any of this?
He said he was just watching.
I'm just saying it's we're about due for a high-end model from Bachmann.
Yeah,
the ACS 64 was a good one. That was the first really good model from them in a long time. But we need something else top
The Chargers were successful as well.
Yeah, the Chargers are pretty nice. I haven't seen one running yet, and they're out of my price point, but they seem to be all right. But
We'll see.
Those aren't steam. That's an electric and a diesel.
But still, it's still. I've been even paying attention to some of the diesel models that Bachmann's been putting out. Like, what was that one? You guys probably just mentioned the name of it. I don't know the name of it, but it's like the one that's got like the
vents on the side.
The vents on the side, and it lights up in the back, and like you can see
the Chargers.
Oh my god, dude, I'm not even a diesel guy. And I want to buy one of those. Like, it looks sick. So,
considering Amtrak is half of what I do.
That's what NC was saying. Yeah, he was saying that was the Charger. So I might have to pick up one of those because I was like, wow, that's a Bachmann. That's impressive. Like that. Like they really knocked it out the park with that Charger. But Randall, bro, I appreciate you jumping in, man. Do you have anything you want to plug before we get to the next caller?
Not much. We were putting out a contest video for our YouTube channel, and that should drop. I hope Saturday. So other than that, we'll just keep putting out some good model railroad videos.
And that what's the channel? Is it just Randall Ellison?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, everybody go subscribe to Randall right now. Randall, I always love seeing you in the chat, man. It was great to hear your voice for the first time.
And
actually have a conversation with you.
He has some good big prizes.
Back on the 1522 thing, I did see that locomotive in person back in 1994. So I was 10 years old at the time. It was quite an experience.
I'm so jealous.
Seeing that.
I wasn't even born yet. That's crazy.
Steamer.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
All right.
Well, sir, I appreciate you jumping in here. Thank you so much. Everybody, go subscribe to Randall, man. Go.
Thanks for letting me jump in. You guys have a good night.
You too, sir.
You
We
too.
appreciate you.
Go do his giveaway.
All right. So,
who's the next?
Randall's such a nice guy. I love when Randall jumps in the streams.
I'm going to probably be mostly just sitting and observing for this one. I'll pop in if you need me to.
So
I'm sitting here fighting some sound files and trying to avoid feedback as best I can.
You're good. You sound good on mine. So, all right,
before we had the next guest,
we have Troublemaker 12 and we have NW611J.
And don't forget,
Troublemaker's been in here for a while.
He has. I'm gonna add Troublemaker in next. Cam, did you have something you wanted to add real quick?
Yeah, I have one thought to get through before we add the next guest. I'm looking at the Broadway page for the Dreyfus. To go back to that, the Paragon 2 one was 500 flat or 499.99. The Paragon 4 one is 750.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that it's worth a $250 increase
in a
on
decade?
The price point?
I'd argue
for the same tooling.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same tooling, and I was just watching a video of one of the Paragon 2 ones in operation, and I gotta say, the sounds are different, but I'm not entirely convinced that they're better.
Well, let me put it to you this way. There's a reason I didn't pre-order one. If I'm going to get any of them, I would personally probably prefer the MTH.
So I just to be fair to Athearn, we were ripping them a new one for the price increase over their previous FEF, and this is pretty much the same price increase, if not worse.
Yeah.
And it's the same tooling. The quality
but
of the
a lot
sounds
happens.
hasn't improved.
It's more like a 3-year difference versus a 10-year difference.
Consider inflation. Yes, Baltic. Good point that there is inflation to take into account.
So I agree with you that the price is increased. I want to put 2 reasons. I don't think they cover everything, but I just think they attribute to it.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, is the price of labor in China has risen exponentially in the past decade. And then also technology increases, but I agree,
But is it worth it from a consumer's perspective? I understand that there's stuff going on behind the scenes. All the prices across the board are rising. Even Bachman is rising up past the $300 threshold at this point. Listen, I understand that prices are going up, but from a consumer's perspective, is it worth the extra $250
if you like that model? Yeah, because here's the thing. How do I say this? I think one, you have to consider the price of inflation, but the second thing, and this is the point I want to bring up. Here's the difference between what Broadway did and what Athearn did with the FEF, right? See, what Broadway did is at least Broadway added new features and updated some stuff. I mean, from Paragon 2 to Paragon 4, there are from 2 to
polar opposite. First of all, it wasn't even 16-bit sound before.
Hang on a second. From 2 to 3, there were drastic differences, but now we're jumping from 2 to 4. Mm-hmm. From Paragon 2, we couldn't even control the smoke unit output. We got that in Paragon 3. Now we're jumping to Paragon 4, where you can do that and all the other stuff you can do in Paragon. You've got Rolling Thunder. You can control the smoke output. You can control the lighting. You got the switcher mode. You got the capacitor. Yeah, and you add that with inflation. Yeah, I could argue you're giving me more, and it's a brass model. You're giving me more stuff in a high quality model. And inflation, I would argue, if you really like that model and you like the sounds of it, yeah, I think it would be worth the price. For me personally, no, because I don't really care about the Dreyfus that much. But I think if someone wants a decent brass model of it, not perfect, but a decent brass model, then yeah, I would say it's worth the money. I would argue that it is worth the money.
Let's bring him in.
Anyway, let's throw Troublemaker in here. He's been so patient, waiting for so long.
We appreciate.
Troublemaker, are you with us?
I like your profile photo as well. Do you draw?
That's my Paragon 3 Greenbrier.
What you got for us, bro?
So, I like the new because it does sound like they did put new sound files in the new Dreyfus compared to the Paragon 2, right?
Yeah.
So I don't mind that as long as the motor control doesn't die.
Well, are you saying they did or they didn't? Because they are new sound files.
It does sound like new sound files.
Yeah.
No, hang on. The only new sound file is the whistle.
Is it?
That's it. That's
really?
it.
The chuffing sounds different. Pitch sounds different.
It does sound.
The chuffing sounds the same as some of the Paragon 3 models I have. The chuffing's not different. The idling sounds.
We're talking about
different.
Paragon 2.
I'm talking about. I
thought you meant
compared to the 2. Yes.
Compared to
the last time they ran this, everything's different about.
Oh yeah, compared. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about from 3 to 4.
I was like, no. Did you actually listen to the recordings?
No, dude. It's the same as Paragon 2. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
I'm comparing to Paragon 2 because that's the last time they ran the Dreyfus.
Yeah.
But overall, Paragon 4. Then again, back to what you guys were saying earlier, you can't really say too much about it until more models come out.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited for some of the newer models that are going to be dropping from Broadway?
All I gotta say is I've already pre-ordered an FEF.
Fair enough. So real out of curiosity, why did you pick that one over the other and just throw some?
Oh yeah, throw that in there.
Just to throw some fuel on the fire. Oh well, really? What else?
That smoke and whistle. A built-in smoke unit, because how Athearn is you get a drop in the soothe smoke. There's no fan driven,
right?
So that's that was kind of what do you say it? What do you call it? A drawback for me. That was a drawback for me from the Athearn one.
But Troublemaker, you didn't want to pay $100 more for a plastic model with less features? What's wrong with you? Why didn't you get the Athearn? Come on, dude.
Yeah, plus with some of my projects, because I actually have a project for the FEF. Because plastic Athearn, kind of skeptical of the pulling power, So that's one of the main reasons why I went with the diecast, because I wanna with the Broadway. Damn, I'm all over the place. With the Broadway FEF, I want to put together a 15-20 car overland limited train.
Okay.
So I need an FEF to be able to pull that.
Cam. So hey, real quick.
The same project going on.
So we got the Steam channel in the chat real quick. He threw something in here real interesting. He said the CEO himself has said that some of the sounds are recycled. They redid what they could. I haven't seen anything in the feature list to warrant the pricing increase across the board. And then he also wrote down underneath that, I have to wonder how much of the manufacturing costs have actually went up compared to corporate greed. So
tread lightly.
I mean,
I did see on you know how Broadway outsources their electrical work to another company, I forgot what it's called, but they're also down in Florida.
Yeah.
I was looking at their page earlier today out of curiosity about upgrading one of my big boy to Paragon 4 because the electronics are dying again.
Oh, that's fun. Great
second time in the last year this has happened, but I was looking at that. They're saying on the website that they have all the sound files that were in the Paragon 3. So they do have all of them.
So what you're saying is the sound files for the Paragon 4 Big Boy are going to be the same as the Paragon 3?
I believe so.
Or is that just what the repair that they have in stock? Because if Broadway didn't put out a factory Paragon 4 Big Boy yet, then there's no reason that they would give the sound files to a third-party retailer so that they could upgrade them for repairs.
I don't think that's
I think they also gave them the sound files because then again they haven't came out with a Paragon 4 Big Boy.
Yeah, so I think since they haven't come out with the Paragon 4 Big Boy, then they would just repair it with Paragon 4 software and hardware, but then use the same sound files that are existing that the model already had.
But that's not how that works, Drew. When you replace the decoder, you replace everything. So the sounds on the Paragon 4 decoder will come with the Paragon 4 sound.
So you're saying you think they already have all the Paragon 4 sound files like squared away?
I don't. Yeah. What I'm saying is that I don't think that for a lot of the older models, at least the ones from Paragon 3, I don't think they're going to update a lot of those sounds.
Like I think they don't have a reason to with some of them, definitely.
I agreed, but what I'm saying is, like, for example, the Milwaukee Road S3, they spent so much time on that model, they're not going to update.
They recorded it. Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to update the sounds on that
because they don't have a reason to.
They're going to keep. Yeah, exactly. They're going to keep the sounds the same. Same thing with the Big Boy. I don't think they're. Well, you know what? I could see at some point them maybe updating the Big Boy because all the other manufacturers' Big Boys sound so damn good. But then again, they don't really have a reason to.
Honestly, in my opinion, the Broadway Big Boy is the best sounding whistle. In my opinion.
Bell's questionable.
I think the alternate whistle. The alternate whistle is different for every variation, but I like it as well.
I think that honestly, in my opinion, I think that the Athearn. The other one with the Tsunami decoder has the best sounding whistle out of all the ones that I've heard. That one and the MTH are my two favorites.
Of course, it's MTH.
Well, okay, repeat them, man.
Repeat them. With MTH is that I've noticed that, like, I look at the videos of those locomotives on the those steamers on YouTube and whatnot, and a lot of them, most of them have the same whistle. Have you?
Like which ones?
Was it? I think it's the stock one and the Big Boy that's usually gone around. I don't know about the new one because I don't recall hearing the new one, but I'm talking about like the past run.
The old runs of the Big Boy, the J, and one of the runs of the Daylight all had the same whistle. But then in newer runs, they updated the J to have the appropriate sounds. The big boys kept the same sound file, and the Daylight, they finally gave it the proper sound file from the O scale engine in the final run with the smoking whistle. So, and actually in the original run of the Daylight, because I have the original Daylight MTHJ, the sounds were different. So it kind of depends on which run you're getting.
Yeah.
In recent years, I've kind of been a little bit more lenient on manufacturers putting the same sounds in certain engines, because it's like not every person's a freak like a lot of us who just buys like 15 models from the same manufacturer. Like some people can only afford one
perfection.
Exactly. So some people can only afford one or two, so they're gonna get like a really cool whistle in that one model that they have. So I get why they do it, but it would be nice if everything could sound different in a perfect world. I would love that, but what are you gonna do? All right, so look, this is what I'm gonna do. Troublemaker, bro, I appreciate you. It was nice to actually talk to you, bro, outside of the Twitch streams.
Yeah.
It's cool to have you on. I'm gonna have to have you back on again sometime. I'm gonna try to get through the next two guests, and then kind of maybe cover a couple of other topics that we
cover skill trains.
Cover skill trains.
Oh, I'm interested to see what they're gonna crank out.
I have
high hope for them.
I'm hyped for scale trains to see what they're gonna do. But Troublemaker,
But
do you want to plug anything before we let you go, bro?
Yeah, I'll plug my YouTube channel, Troublemaker 12 Productions. You should probably see me in the chat later.
Dope.
After this. But,
and primarily, what kind of videos do you do on your channel?
Rail fanning, model trains here and there. I don't do model trains a lot, because of the funny pandemic. But
right,
But I've been doing a lot of rail fanning lately. I've been able to get out.
Nice.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for jumping in, bro. I'm gonna get to the next person.
You're
But
welcome.
I appreciate you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right.
I like how we described it as the funny pandemic. Like maybe if we described it that way, everybody would be just a little bit happier.
I don't think that's gonna work, Drew. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't think that's how that works.
So
worth a try.
Let's do something different here. Let's how do y'all feel about bringing two guests in at the same time?
I think that would help
Fine
us
with me.
get through volume and help me get to bed.
Drew, no one cares about your bedtime.
can
Maybe you should have thought about this, before you jumped into one of our streams.
It was
Or
pure
you
pleasure.
could just go.
Wow. Quite direct of you.
Ouch.
What?
See, if I left, it wouldn't be a perfect 6 people in the stream.
As much as I appreciate the potential for burn there, that wasn't the intention. I'm just saying, if you really need to go to bed, then just
Need
go.
is a subjective term. Let's let him in.
No,
Probably like
sleep
10 minutes.
absolutely
Okay,
isn't.
stop. I am not letting y'all continue this.
The anticipation is probably killing them.
So, first up, we're going to bring our boy Oltz in, and we're going to bring our good friend Jeff in. I know Jeff's been eager to get in here for a long time. Gentlemen!
First one
Hello,
queued, last
how are
one
you?
added.
You're on the podcast. Yo, what's going on, bro? Oltz, Jeff? What's happening?
Not much. I'm doing good.
Good. So, gentlemen, you've been here, you've been patient, you've been listening. I'm going to start one at a time. I'm going to start with NNW611J first. He's been in and out the longest out of everybody on here. What are your feelings about Paragon 4 so far, bro? And what, if any, model are you excited for coming up?
Enlighten us.
Well, personally, I think Paragon 4 is an improvement over Paragon 3. It needs to be if Scale Trains and Scale Trains comes out with more steam locomotives from NTH, and the low sound, if they do what they say they're going to do, is going to be amazing. I would say personally, I'm excited to see what the FEF3s are going to look like.
Mm-hmm. So that's the model you're really excited for, is the FEF3.
Yeah, I would have to say so.
Okay, very nice. Oltz, what about you, bro?
Well, going on to like what he said, just like he said, the FEF, because if it's fine, can I say something about Athern?
Yeah,
I have an Athern Challenger, and I'm already not very happy with Athern because this Challenger, I was happy when I bought it, but I'm not happy because it has a lot of issues. It's actually broken right now, and Athens won't fix it for me. I literally been trying to email them for who knows how long, and they won't take it in for repair. So that's immediately red flag for me. So I think I'm gonna stay on the Broadway side. Plus, one thing that's sad about it as well, the thing almost got outpulled by a Bachmann GS4 without traction tires. That's pretty sad.
Wait, your Athearn Challenger did?
Yes, the thing has a one traction tire that broke on the rear truck, right? So it broke and it didn't have traction tires, which is okay because that's good for the motor, but that's not good that it almost got outpulled by a Bachmann engine.
So you had a Bachmann GS4 almost outpull an Athearn. Okay.
Can a Bachmann GS4 outpull anything?
We might have this in my profile. That engine actually matched it. This is a Bachmann 210-4 that actually matched that engine.
That's my mind is blown right now.
I'm not the only one here with one of those. Yes.
Look, Bachmann makes some decent models, you guys.
5,000.
So Oltz, let me ask you this question. So what are you looking forward to from Broadway? Like what are you hyped about for Paragon 4?
I'm really hyped for them to do their FEF and their challenges again.
So like the early challenger or the late challenger?
The late challenger, because I didn't get I was unfortunate enough to get 3985 the first run. I really want them to do that again, but I'm really hyped for them to do 844 because this is the first time that anyone's done it in diecast. Because besides their 2017 run, which they didn't really make a lot of them in that run, but they had before that run. If you exclude that run, they haven't done it in like close to like 10 years. If you exclude the 2017 run,
I didn't know that.
I'm very excited for that one.
How do y'all feel? I'm gonna ask you both this question. How do y'all feel about Broadway doing the daylight again in Paragon 4? Do you think that that's going to be like a reality, or is that something that you would be looking forward to buying if they did that?
They need to do,
because I spent a lot of time upgrading my Bachmann to actually look good and pull a lot. But it's a shame of what happened to the tooling being lost in that fire. But I would like to see them do the daylights again.
Wait, tell me what tooling was lost?
The GS4 tooling from Broadway was actually lost in a fire.
Oh, was it really?
When?
Yes.
Is it like the recent one that just came out?
No, the Broadway Limited Paragon 2 daylight tooling was lost in a fire. I don't remember what year, but it was one of my friends told me that it was lost in a fire, which sucks. That was a really good engine.
And only that tooling? None of the other tooling was lost.
It was that tooling, but I'm assuming it was some more because they haven't redone their Santa Fe 210-2s again. So,
the 210-2 came out way after the daylight. The daylight was like 2011 or 2012, I want to say.
It could have still
come out since then.
No, what hasn't come out since then?
Has it come out since then? The GS4?
No. They had one run of the GS4, and that was it. That
would kind of be an explanation because the current trend of everybody running everything that's popular into the ground.
But Oltz brought up a good point. I mean, like we haven't seen the 210-2 in a long time either. Jeff, what do you think, bro?
They need to do the daylights again because other than the NTH mold, which is a great mold, I mean, it looks good from what I've seen on YouTube. I think there's room for it in the market, and they could easily compete with Bachmann and with scale trains if they do it right and the Paragon 4 sound turns out like we hope it will.
Wait, you know what? I just thought of something. Hot take. All right, y'all ready for this? All right, everybody can chime in on this one. Check. Cam, no one asked you. Listen, okay, check this out. So, what if, okay, I'm just thinking a little bit outside of the box here, but we always focus on the engines in Paragon 4. What if Broadway stepped up their passenger car game with Paragon 4? What if they took a play out of Rapido's book and gave us like custom lighting options for their passenger sets for Paragon 4, or added passenger sounds to their passenger cars in Paragon 4? What do y'all think about that?
Didn't Broadway put out a series of wood stock cars with sound decoders in them?
Like, what's getting popular now is because Walters tried this with their name trains, and they were like, "We're gonna charge you as much as like a locomotive, and it has like a DCC decoder inside of it." And there's people that like that because you adjust like the clickety clack noise. But what's becoming very, very popular, and we see this with Rapido and Broadway Limited, and even Concours, making sounds in rolling stock and passenger cars without a DCC decoder. And sometimes it's a manual control, sometimes it's no control, but it's a lot cheaper than a DCC decoder.
What do you, what the, yo.
That sounds like my reaction.
Yo, what was that, bro?
Hold on.
Was that NC?
Hold on.
NC, you need to change your shorts. Someone tell this man to go change
like
his
someone
pants.
opened up Instagram.
Oh my god, bro! You weren't even subtle about it, bro. You didn't even try to hide it.
Hold on.
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry not to be gross, but that sounded creamy as hell, bro. You gotta change your pants, dog.
That was a sound.
My God.
That was a sound bite.
That was a sound effect.
I recognized it instantly. I recognized it instantly. I was like, someone's on Instagram right now.
Stop. Don't you let him play you like that. That wasn't a sound bite. That was raw. Yeah, bro. Listen, I'm gonna have to. Let's see, where's he at? Where's NC at? We're gonna remove you until you change your pants, sir. All right, I'm gonna need you to put a diaper on. Okay, we're gonna get back to our mature panel here that actually knows how to be appropriate on stream.
Speaking of mature, that sound effect is appropriate for my reaction to decoders in locomotive priced rolling stock.
Hey, in my defense, I did say I was sitting here playing with sound effects, and I was trying to control the feedback through my microphone.
Okay,
there you
right,
go.
Stop,
I forgot to mute the microphone.
We're done. We're done. Let's not ignore our guests, gentlemen. We have two guests that have really interesting feedback. So let me ask you both this: what do you want to see out of Paragon 4? I'm going to start with Ults this time. Where do you want to see out of Paragon 4 moving forward, bro?
Well, just like the issue that I've heard a few people talk about, I don't want the motor control to die either, because I have a Braille Big Boy, and it also suffered from the same issue. The motor died, and I completely removed it, and I am putting ESU in it. But that's the one thing I'm really hoping that they don't have an issue with and resolved all the the kinks and the quirks and all that stuff. So that way it doesn't have any issues. Because if you're paying, some odd numbers of dollars, like $600, for example, you shouldn't have those issues.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I understand, models aren't perfect, but still for something like that, that's just not good.
Jeff?
Like Oon said, I want to see the same thing. I want their motor functions not to die. I have a BLI TMP 210-4, as you know, Clint, which is a great engine, but that thing went back to BLI several times because it kept having issues. I know one time I actually put a new drivetrain in it, and I mean it went back several times because it wouldn't move or the drivetrain was screwed up. So I think they need to fix their motor control, and then I'd say I really want to see their Go Pack succeed, because if Scale Trains does what they're doing in their rivet counter diesels, they're gonna have keep lives, and if Scale Trains does that and BLI doesn't keep their Go Packs in the Paragon 4, they're going to be left in the dust, in my opinion.
So, NC, or not NC, God, my brain is going frying here. Jeff,
yeah,
didn't you have problems with your
about the fart noise?
Right, Jeff, didn't you have problems with your Class A as well? Didn't the smoke unit melt or something crazy like that?
Yeah, it burnt out and melted the smoke box on it.
So what ended up happening with that? Did they end up taking care of that for you, or?
Yeah, I think they sent me a whole new engine. They said they replaced it, so I don't know if they sent me a whole new engine or if they just took the boiler shell off and swapped it with another one, which I think is what they did. But
So you've gotten it back, but you got it back, right?
Yeah, they were really fast about it too, Clint, because they said it was gonna take their typical repair time was 9 to 10 weeks, and they got it back to me in a week. So,
well, I'll say this about at least Broadway's customer service is actually pretty good. Like I've had a really good experience working with them. To Ulta's point that he made earlier, it is frustrating when you pay that much money for a model and something as basic as the motor, looks like the motor crapping out. I've never actually, I think I had that problem happen once. I bought a M1B and the motor just crapped out on me randomly. And it was a brand new model. I had it for like an hour and it just went to pieces. I had to send it back. That was fun. So I know that's something I am hoping to see from Broadway, that their quality control gets a lot better. What I find interesting is that recently, what I've seen in the Facebook groups, and also from just listening to everybody kind of come on the podcast tonight, is people really before sound, before more features, people just want the damn trains to work better. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Like people just don't want to have all the bugs.
When you pay $700 to $800 for a locomotive, you shouldn't expect that. You shouldn't expect your motors to fail within an hour of you getting the engine,
right?
Or a month. Like my BLIA didn't even run a whole month, and I had to send it back. And the other thing, Clint, that happened is not only did the smoke unit burn out and the boiler melted, it burnt out the headlight. So I didn't have I didn't have my headlight working.
Going into that as well, something similar actually happened to my big boy as well. The smoke unit, when I first got it, it actually burned out because I forgot to put fluid in it. So that's my bad. But when they sent me a new one, which was nice of them, I plugged it in, and because I had to remove the number boards. I had to unplug them to put the smoke unit in. So I did that. And the dang number boards blew out, so I had to order those as well.
So if it ain't one thing, it's 15.
Yeah. But also going on with the smoke unit as well. It's like, now one thing I do want to see if they do the big boy again is there's one thing about the smoke unit as well. It's the whistle. Now that's cool that they attempted to do the smoke and whistle, and I respect that, but the whistle, when you blow the whistle, you expect smoke to come out on. I don't know if this has happened to many people, but on mine, when I would blow the whistle, I rarely would ever get smoke out of it, even though I would put smoke fluid in the smoke unit.
I didn't have that problem on mine. I had the problem of if you would program the smoke output on the smokestacks to be higher, it would do it for the whistle as well, so you couldn't get the constant pour out of the smokestack without the whistle just freaking shooting smoke out. But in terms of like the smoke coming out of the whistle, I never had a problem with it. It you can barely see it if the train's in motion. But I think you just that sucks, bro, because it sounds like you had a really bad smoke unit on the whistle. So
that's my complaint about the BLI smoke units, at least on the big boy, is that just watching JLWI 2000's review, it was hard to see the whistle smoke when the engine was moving. You couldn't see it as far as I could tell.
Yeah. MTH kind of perfected that. Like MTH, like I don't know what kind of crack they put in their pipes and their steam locomotives, but damn, like you can really tell in whatever mode you run in the train, and you can tell that whistle the smoke just shoots out. You can tell there's a difference between the whistle and the smokestack. I hope that when we get the FEFs and the Challengers, I think the early Challengers are supposed to have smoking whistles as well. I'm also wondering why Broadway is just solely sticking to UP to do smoking whistles, but that's neither here nor there anyway.
Probably because there's the most room.
Probably because why?
There's the most room, and I wouldn't expect to see it in anything besides the Big Boy and the Challenger.
Well, I mean,
for like new tooling.
MTH did it in a Berkshire.
Well, I know. I'm saying for like new tooling,
But this isn't all new tooling.
The FEF is.
The FEF is new tooling. I guess the big boy was new tooling too. Was the Challenger? I guess the Challenger was also new tooling.
Because they had to give it all over to MTH and the lawsuit, but we don't talk about that here because it's a long story and we got confused last time. I got confused. I got lost.
The Challenger was new tooling because back in whenever MTH sued Broadway, they got that mold. It was actually Lionel's mold. Lionel made several Challengers in HO scale, and then I think BLI was contracted by Lionel. I don't know the full details there, but I think that's how that worked. And then MTH sued Lionel, and that's how they got that mold. That's why the 3985, for instance, is a coal burner, not an oil burner.
Right. What were you saying, Olds?
I was talking about how the same thing he was talking about, how it was originally Lionel, then it went to Broadway, and now TH took it back.
Yeah, that was. So Lionel commissioned Broadway to make the tooling for that, and then the lawsuit happened, and then MTH took the tooling for the Challenger. And now Scale Trains has to. That's crazy. It's gone through 4 manufacturers.
Well, in the same thing with the Class J that MTH had, that was BLI mold originally, and then
was it?
Yeah.
It does not look.
I didn't realize that was a BLI. I thought that was. I thought that was all original MTH molded.
I think they tooled some things around it.
I knew the big boy was. I knew the Challenger was. I knew the turbine was Lionel's turbine, and I thought there were a couple of more models that might have been from Broadway, but I can't remember.
The brass turbine was Lionel.
The
turbine was Lionel's.
The brass turbine or
gas.
Broadway made a gas turbine.
No, Lionel did.
It was Lionel's.
Oh, I zoned out for a second. I was doing homework. My bad.
Come on, Drew. Get your homework done already, man.
Yeah, 4 hours of sleep on top of that.
You're young.
Full
you can handle
sentences
it.
are quite difficult for me. Never mind.
Gentlemen,
This
Jeff,
is why we don't do live podcasting for like weeks in between.
Oh my god. Anyway, Jeff, Olds, I'm gonna let y'all go. We're gonna wrap up the stream here probably in a second, but I appreciate both your guys' feedback. You definitely had some interesting things to say. I would like to have you both back on at some point in the future for some other topics. So this will not be the only the call-in show that we do on the channel. I think I'm gonna start doing this more often. So
sounds good.
Anyway, do y'all have anything you want to plug before we get going? I'm gonna start with Jeff.
Yeah, my YouTube channel, I mostly do some rail fanning. There's a lot of modern stuff, quote unquote. I don't post a lot, but there is some. This video is of the 611 at Strasbourg in 2019, and you can find that at YouTube. My username is NW611J, and the profile picture is the J Class 611. And yeah, it'd be great if you guys found me. And Clint, I look forward to hopefully doing this again with you, man. It was awesome.
Heck yeah, bro. I loved having you on. Olds, you want to plug anything?
I do my YouTube as well. It's the name that you see in the stream currently. I do mostly train simulated videos and model train videos. One of my main focuses as well is try to make Bachmann engines better. As you see the picture in my profile that you see, that's a Bachmann engine that I modified and put class lights into.
Could you make his profile picture bigger?
You and NC need to talk.
Actually, hold on a second.
I've been working
Olds,
on
do you have a video of this of that engine on your channel by chance?
Now I have a video of the GS4 where I did a lot of stuff to that one. If you want to see that, it actually has the S2 gyro lights in it. It's got an emergency one, which it's got a which actually blinks.
Gentlemen, hang on. We have to peep this real quick. I'm actually quite impressed just from the thumbnail. Sure. Screen. Hold on. Bam. This is you, right? This is your channel?
Yes, that's me.
Damn, bro.
That was a video I did on TikTok. Yeah, the GS4 video is a little bit farther down. I did a while back.
Are you put ground lights on these? Whoa!
It's got ground lights and it's got class lights. It's also got a ready emergency light, but because I'm running easy command, I can't use it.
Hang on a second. Let's go back. Where's the GS4 video?
Go down. You'll see it. There it is. The best GS4 on YouTube. That's it.
Oh man, look at you. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Where does this start?
Mine.
Just you'll skip through. You'll see.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, are those marker lights?
Yes, so they are.
This
now,
man,
the ground
bro.
lights you won't see in this video, but I added them later on. That's a spare motor that's actually in that. It's actually pretty good.
That's impressive.
Yes. I'm beyond impressed, bro. This is.
That looks like the MTH one, genuinely.
Yeah.
What's the coder? Hang on. What?
Soundtrack speaker.
This is a low sound decoder in here.
It's a local sound decoder?
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a local programmer?
I don't have a local programmer, but I have a low sound decoder in the GS4, and I'm putting low sound to my big boy.
Low sound 5.0 decoders are capable of any.
Do you play the whistle on that? Do you know what the timestamp is when you start playing the sounds?
Skip to like 20. Just skip forward a little bit more. I play the whistle when I'm actually running the engine. You also do.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, it was 40 for 40 was actually whistle.
All right. I know it. Subscribed. Okay, that's what I'm just gonna.
That is by
I'm just gonna subscribe. Right, everybody, go subscribe to this man right now. I am thoroughly, and go subscribe to Jeff too, man. I would subscribe to
recognize that.
I would subscribe to Jeff on stream, but I'm already subscribed to Jeff. But Jeff's got amazing content too. But man, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I am freaking impressed. That is sick.
That is
This
by
was 2 years in the making as well.
That is by far the best 4449 whistle I've heard since they put the new one on it.
That's better than the MTH one that I have, and this one doesn't even smoke. That's
I tried to cram a smoke unit in there, but let's be honest, there was no way I was going to fit that in there. It was already putting the lights in, and it's been a very long time trying to drill the class lights out to light them on both sides.
I might need to have you on to talk about just like how you do these installs, bro. Like that's I'm sorry, my mind is just blown right now. Like this is crazy.
That's
not the J in Railworks.
I've done it. Now I don't know if you want me to show it, but I've done it in a 210-2, which the class lights were way smaller than the GS4s.
Are you using surface mount LEDs?
Surface mount, yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm gonna have to let you gentlemen go. But this was very. Wow, I'm beyond impressed right now. Thank you both for being on. Really, this is such a blessing to have both of you guys on. Please jump on again the next time we do this. All right, both of you.
Thank you. It's fun.
All right, guys. Cool.
Making me want to get my GS4 out and start doing some light work on it.
You see that, bro? Look at those marker lights, bro.
Man.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's so cool. So,
do we got anybody else in the basement that we need to get through?
Can I throw one thing in there real quick? He mentioned one of them mentioned decoders failing quickly. When Broadway put out the P5As and my NEC club rushed and probably bought most of them, one of the things they said was run them. Set them on a layout, let them run for a few hours, and make sure they're not going to fail because Paragon 3. And the way we run trains on that layout, they run for hours and hours and hours, and it's going to fail. And make sure that if it does fail, get it replaced before the warranty's up. Because didn't they recently, in the past couple of years, reduce their warranty period?
Yeah, I think it went from a 2-year to a 1-year warranty.
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, we'll get it out there, run it, make sure it's not going to fail. And if it does fail, get it fixed.
Well, all right.
And that's not something we should have to worry about.
Yeah, but all right. Unfortunately, MacArthur Productions, bro, I gotta end the stream, man. It's past Drew's bedtime. He needs some milky milk and a nappy nap. So
before we wrap this up, do we want to look at the Paragon 2 Dreyfus just to wrap things all together?
I think we've talked enough about that for tonight.
I would do it, but we are going on 2 hours, and Drew's getting cranky. So,
all right, fair enough. I'm sitting here half asleep right now.
Are you gonna play? So how are we gonna end this? Are you gonna take us out of the stream, So it's black, and then play your logo, and then end it, or are you gonna say bye and then hit the not go live button? You need to choose, make an executive
I think we
decision.
should have already done it by now.
Watch this. Bye all. End stream.
Just
you done? All right, y'all. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank everybody who jumped in.
like to thank the Academy.
I would like to thank everybody for jumping in tonight. Everybody who joined, all the subscribers, all the guests. I want to just thank everybody, man. I've been getting a lot of love and support on the channel lately. It's been great. We are up to 1,400 subscribers. Super dope. I plan on doing more of these live streams in the future. Someone brought up doing Athearn versus Broadway Limited on the FEFs. We talked extensively about that on Drew's channel. You can find Drew at Nordell.
Funny story about that live stream.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's right. That stream got taken down. So we might just have to do it all over again on my channel.
Just have to do it all over again.
So anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a night. Cameron, NC, do you guys have anything you want to add before we say goodbye to our lovely audience for the evening?
Go
to bed.
Sorry for coming in late. Sorry for playing sound effects through my speakers.
That wasn't sound effects, NC. Come on, bro. Just own up,
a sound
bro.
effect.
Just own up to it, bro. Just admit you had to change your shorts. Okay, stop playing. All right, y'all. We love you. Peace out. We'll see you next time.